Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Anmore Virtual Bus YouTube channel. It's me, Anmore Central, masquerading as Anmore Virtual Bus. It's almost as if I run both channels, how exciting. And first off, a happy new year, happy 2026. I'm recording this a few weeks before the video comes out because for this channel I've pre-recorded everything because I'm having Christmas and New Year's away from the computer for a little bit. But I thought I'd better record you all a New Year's Day special because you'll all be wondering, it's like that day of the week. Where's the video? What's going on here? It is a Thursday. Why is there no OMSI 2 video? And there is one. So as I say, I'm recording this at the end of November. So again, apologies if it might not be sort of feeling as festive as some of the other videos that I've done and what have. Although to be fair, the Christmas special for the Anmore Central channel this year, as you'll have seen, was filmed, I believe, in September. And that's just how it worked. If you haven't already, please do go and check out my Christmas Day special on the Anmore Central channel. I've had to keep it. It's been like the world's best kept secret, minus me telling a few people, and then I've had to swear them to secrecy, because I can sort of like keep some secrets, keep some level of secrets, but when you buy two buses, it's quite difficult to keep them a secret for that long. So as I say, I have kept them the best kept secret that I can, and as I say, the big reveal on Christmas Day is I bought two buses, two more buses, and you get to join me for the adventure south, and I get to tell you all my plans. And there is more videos of that coming. Just for the record, there is actually more videos. I can't tell you what happens in them. And anybody that may be based up north that may have seen, please do keep it quiet because we don't want to spoil the surprise for everybody else. But basically, away from that and away from the exciting Christmas special that we will discuss a little bit in more detail as we go along with this video, a little bit of a New Year's surprise. Now, as I say, Christmas Day was the main surprise on the Anmore Central channel. However, I thought for New Year's Day special, I'd do a bit of an OMSI 2 surprise. And for those of you that haven't already been able to guess where we are, and may have looked at the title and gone, what on earth is this? Welcome to Richmond Station on Humber buses, my map that I built a few years ago. This is Humber buses. Now, basically what I did with my map building and my map construction is I built a map called Harrowthorpe. Many of you remember Harrowthorpe. There's videos on this channel from when it used to be called Anmore Development, when I was starting to build it up as that, and unfortunately the things got in the way of me working on Harrowthorpe. I built a bus guide, we got into a couple of other bits. You can go and check out those videos in your own time when you get a chance. However, when Harrowthorpe became a bit too big to release and there was a few issues surrounding its release, I started to work on this map, Humber buses. Which was basically intended to sort of be like the seaside variation of Harrowthorpe, even though Harrowthorpe now has a seaside. And we'll discuss again more of that as we go into the video and we get driving. But basically, Humber buses was a map that was released a few years ago. It's no longer available on public release. It was one that I did take down to do work on it. And the work never happened because I did a load of work on the map, didn't back it up like a silly sausage, and lost it all when the original laptop died. We're now on gaming laptop number 2, and I've got Humber buses. And I thought we'll have a little bit of a drive and a little bit of a chat about what I intend to do with this map. There's a little bit of a side project to fuel the Anmore Virtual Bus channel. So, some of you know this is the 505, the 506. Some of you know this is the 100. Although I haven't changed this particular sign, I've changed all the others. I just haven't changed this one. That's really annoying. We are going to drive the 22 service, as it is now numbered, from Richmond Railway Station through Richmond Centre along North Bay and South Bay to South Bay Park and Ride. So on the map now, the 22 operates every 10 minutes, with additional workings at busy times for the park and ride side. What haven't I done? I've done something. There we go. So it operates every 10 minutes, and the journey time is approximately 16 minutes end to end. The allocation for the route is newly liveried ultraviolet right streetlight 10.8 metre vehicles, as the 12 metre ones would be a little bit too big for the route. Although the park and ride is an incredibly busy corridor, so additional workings are operated by double deckers. The double deckers themselves are now B90 Gemini 1s, which are also featuring in the ultraviolet livery. I've used some batch numbers from First Bus in Glasgow and that have got some ex-Manchester variations that they've retrimmed inside and repainted. So they're the best reflection of the repaint that's available on the bus at the moment. So it's a very First Bus ultraviolet operation. We are quite late because the other 22 was wrapped up. Too busy having a natter about introducing the map. Do ignore the slight defect on the repaint. I don't quite know why there is a defect on the repaint. This is a very freshly downloaded repaint that I've not tampered with. So I don't know why the wheel arch is in the wrong place. But it is okay. It is alright. And there is also a 22A. So what I will be doing over the course of the next few weeks is we'll drive the routes that I've got introduced on this initial variation. We'll have a little bit of a chat about any interest in possibly releasing the map as it is, minus a repaint defect that I'm probably going to sort out myself in time for the next video, because it is, I haven't driven this yet on here. I have seen them pass in AI and it is a little bit irritating. And we'll have a little bit of a chat about some of the edits and bits and bobs that I am making to the map to make it usable and drivable from the variation that I managed to get. And we will also, as I say, discuss the possibility of releasing this map in its current format for those that may be interested. So I've redesigned all the routes. For those of you that remember the previous variation of the map, the 100 was operated by B10 BLEs. The original MM2 conversion Renown. The current Studio Polygon variation is far superior to that. It is an absolutely beautiful bus. Although, as I say, because we're taking a more modern outlook to Humber buses, and we've had to upgrade the fleet as well. Now, I will be making edits to the likes of pavements here. I will be taking all suggestions that you do have for the map as well. So if there are any suggestions that you would like to see changing with the map, then please do let me know. And I will look into changing them. Although I am hoping to keep the core service, so keep the core 22 route in situ. And possibly a few others like the random Asda shuttle, for example. There are a few bits that I do really want to edit, like the sort of shrubbery and trees here that do need to be a little bit lower. All I have done so far is edit the route so I can drive through it, so we can have a little bit of a chat. I haven't done any major scenery edits as of yet. So it is a work in progress map that you are seeing. I am going to do more work on it, but this is more a drive around, try and find the faults and find the bits like that, and get your suggestions as well as to what you'd like to see. Now, there are some extensions on this map that I had begun to build, and I didn't actually lose in the file update. So there are a few bits on here that, some road layouts and bits that can be adapted and reworked. But again, I am looking for your suggestions on these as I do get back into OMSI 2 editing, because it has been a while since I've done editing in this game, and so I will need a few pointers and bits. And to be quite honest with you, I'm learning from watching my old videos and a few of the old IMX streams. So basically, this map, if you don't already know it, is sort of based a little bit on like Bridlington in the East Yorkshire coast. So the idea is you've got a core centre that we don't serve in this video, so again a bit of suspense for you all. And we don't actually go into the main bus station on this, we go round the other side because this is a cross-town service. And where the bus station is it can only be sort of, you have to loop round to serve it, so we don't do that. But the idea is sort of the north section is like a housing estate with a promenade front, but not too much exciting goes on. On this side, it's more like a rocky side. The other side used to be a beach. I have changed the textures in order for it to work, as I did have a bit of an issue obtaining the original textures. So I have got some other textures in, and it is now a rocky front that I do feel like is a little bit more appropriate for what I'm aiming for with this. So it does have a harbour. The South Shore, I think, is going to be a little bit more of a rocky seafront now. But again, I am up for all suggestions that you may have. So all the routes sort of exist as they originally did in some shape or form. The only thing that I have made different since the original release of this was that it used to have the 505 and 506. Now, they used to loop round here, and sort of one used to go around clockwise, one used to go around anti-clockwise. I think they served the railway station, not the Asda from memory, and then the 718 that was based off the original Keighley District 718 that used an Olympian off schools between Asda and the bus station that was literally a 4-minute bus ride is what the Asda shuttle was based off. So there is some, I don't know why I've stopped if no one's getting on or off. So I have renumbered them, but the only things that are really different is this 505 and 506. Those two don't exist anymore. They used to use 709Ds that I did the paint work, that I did the repaint on myself. I painted myself. They used to run on this. Again, I've now adapted it all into one route because the park and ride was a little bit of a short route on its own. This was a little bit of a short route. These were a little bit of short routes on the road that went around the North Shore. So I've sort of put it into one longer route. So as I say, about 16 minutes, 4 buses going round and round. So it's got sort of enough where you go around this narrow estate and then you go straight up to the park and ride site. But as I say, quite a few edits need to be made. There are a few extensions that I've done based off Bridlington itself that I do want to add in, and a few fictitious ones. But again, I am looking for your suggestions. What I really would like to do with this map, my sort of big picture with this map would be to make some edits that need making, to make the changes that need making in my very rare free time. Make some of the changes that do need doing for like a couple of hours, sort of a couple of times a week. Make those changes and then get the map out there to you all so you can all drive the map and sample it. And it is like a Ammo virtual bus exclusive thing as well. So there's sort of exclusive things that you can download and drive on as part of being a member of the channel, part of being a subscriber. So that'd be pretty cool. And then do some more substantial edits over a longer period of time. So you've all got a map there to drive, and I can do a few more major edits inspired off friends of mine maps like Mr. Moose's Lincolnshire, the sort of IMEXs and the UK development team's West Country, and other friends that have made maps and projects and sort of inspire off what they're doing to sort of build what I want to do with it. So there are a few buildings and bits I do want to change out. I want to try and reduce the likes of the iconic Tudor houses and the Canterbury objects that are used on this. There's so many other good objects now that can be used, and I really wouldn't mind using them. The truck is only there temporarily because this particular object that I've got, this junction that was a left path version of original Berlin object is missing some textures, so I have gone over the textures temporarily so I can show the map, but they do need sorting pretty soon, so that'll be something I'll look into. This Odeon building's probably going to go as well. I'm definitely going to get rid of the Odeon. I might replace it with a leisure centre. In real life, there's sort of like Bridlington just north of the bus station is a leisure centre, so I might replace it with that. We'll just see. But that's where your bus station is down there. That'll feature, I think, in the next video I do in this map. Probably the 21 that is new Asda route. And we'll have a little talk about that section of map as well. But as I say, a lot of work does need doing on various parts of this. It will get done. It will get done. But I'm sort of showing you what I've got as a base at the moment, what I intend to do with it, and sort of where it can go from here, really. That would be quite exciting. So there is also a rural section to this for those of you that do remember the 142. I will probably be scrapping that and redoing that map in its that route in its entirety. So I won't be showcasing a video on that. in the next couple of videos. That won't be a work in progress. This is what map we've got. This is what we're going to work on. Section, I'm not going to. That's not going to feature at all. Purely because I'm going to do that much work to that area and try and rebuild that whole thing. It's not going to look anything like it by the end. And there's a bus station. So that's going to get a lot of treatment done to it. It's going to get an absolute ton of work done, so it looks a lot nicer. But again, there's a lot to do. Like, I want to replace some of the objects, like the basics, like some of the shelters, some of the bus stop flags, bits like that. Just as I say, just basically make the whole thing just look a bit nicer and get a really nice basic map going here. Behind the scenes, I am also doing very small minor work to Harrowthorpe, with the intention that that might be revisited in the longer term future. The difference between this map and Harrowthorpe is this map has more routes that already have pre-established scenery. So there's already more scenery on here that can sort of be adapted. Harrowthorpe is probably an easier one to start with, although I want to get this one started with because I can edit bits and create just a basic structure, because the route, it is a small map all in all. But Harrowthorpe's probably easier to do the editing of the objects on. Yes, it is significantly bigger, but Harrowthorpe doesn't have that much scenery already, so cross fingers, it would be quite a nice and easy project to work on. So it's something I'm looking into, it's something I want to work on. But as I say, I just sort of wanted to do this video because we're starting 2026, we're starting positively, and as I say, it's part of my New Year's resolutions. There's many different resolutions as I got this year. I do want to make sure I'm very much spending time on my hobbies, because you can spend so much time working and doing jobs and sorting all of that stuff out, and there's a lot going on in the real life industry for me, and a lot of work going on at the moment to earn all my cash for my holidays and all stuff like that. That for me, it's important that I have some downtime, so I have the time off to just sit in front of the computer, not be answering emails, not be doing work, but to actually just crack on with map work. And it'd be quite good for live streams as well. I know you all love OMSI Live that I brought over to this channel. So there'll be a lot of live editing that I'll do on this. So you lot can be getting involved with the editing and with the suggestions and stuff like that. So that'd be really good. And it'd be really, really good way to sort of engage with you all. And as I say, it's just something totally different for me. Just a few hours cracking on with it on the computer, something a bit different. And as I say, just having a healthy lifestyle, that would be really nice. So as I say, this map is far from perfect. There is a lot that needs doing with it. I need to do a lot of research as well on Google Maps, because I think that's a really good way of inspiring on areas and bits, is sort of looking on Google Maps and seeing what works. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I might end up changing how this route works, so changing how the 22 works, and as I say, changing that, but I want to try and leave this predominantly as it is, to sort of have sort of like a base, basically, and just have a sort of base map. I mean, I've sort of put in place a late night 22A that sort of covers the Asda section. Now, don't get me wrong, I might change it, I might do it differently, so the Asda section's covered in a different way, I don't know yet, but I want to sort of sit down, split it into sections, and sort of see what I really want to do with it. And as I say, part of that process is making a video like this and saying to you all, well, what do you lot think? What would you lot like to see? What do you think will work best? Now, obviously, this is more like a village town in a rural sort of background, so you're not going to have the likes of bus gates and guideways and stuff like that. That's saved for Harrowthorpe. Harrowthorpe's a totally different style of map. But I want to see what you'd like to see in the likes of villages, in hints and tips you possibly have as well. I'd love hints and tips, especially as someone that has been out of the game for so long. Any support that you have, or any ideas that you have, would be absolutely amazing. to sort of get me off the ground. That, as I say, it is a big thing to say you're coming back to a map, and I did think about starting a new one up as a project or something like that, but I thought it would just make so much more sense to just work on something that I wanted to work on before, work on something that I could improve so well without having to start it from afresh. So just changing bits, and I would imagine that pretty much the entire map will get remodeled. I would be very surprised if it doesn't all get remodeled, but you never know. You never know. As I say, it's one of these where I might keep substantial bits. You lot might look at certain bits and go, oh, I really want you to keep that, and that'd be cool. I mean, it's like stuff like the railway station. I really want to keep the railway station layout because that's really nice. And the Asda Superstore is probably going to be one of the only Canterbury objects that lives, because I really like the Asda Superstore. It really works well, and as you'll see probably in the next video, the Asda does look good in its surroundings, and it sort of does give off a really good effect. So there are bits like that that I'll keep, but there's other stuff that'll probably change. It's like here again, the park and ride. The park and ride object, Canterbury, yes, but it looks cool. It does the job, and I might replace it with something else. We'll have to see. See what works and see how we edit it. But for now, we've got to the terminus, so we'll pull in to the terminus point. Again, a really nice basic turning circle. We'll pull in here. And as I say, that was our first drive after quite a few years, actually, on Humber buses. It is really nice to be back. As I say, I've only spent an hour or two on it so far. I've just changed the service numbers around, changed the AI list so it works, added in the 22A because I wanted to just check that paths link together and make sure all the paths work. And then I've just had a little drive and just had a little explore. Now, I really want to crack on with this. And as I say, as part of my New Year's resolution, I want to really engross myself a little bit more into hobbies and bits like that. So for me, it would be really nice to get back into it. I am very much down for all your suggestions. So please do send in your ideas, any inspiration, any ways that you get inspiration, and what you'd like to see on this. And my plan in my head at the moment is to sort of make the edit so that the map is in a position to be released as it is, i.e., some of the objects will be changed, some of the spleens will be changed, some minor scenery edits will take place, but nothing substantial. So it's like the park and ride building will probably stay here. The bus station will stay as it is. The North Bay Estate will stay as it is. But there'll just be a few changes to a few spleens, a few changes to things to make the map a little bit easier to run and not require as many dependencies. So a few bits like that, and then I'll look into releasing it. Just as a sort of version 1.5, as you will. I think we released version 1 some time ago, but the version 1.5, just so you lot have something to drive. You can drive it on the channel. You can record your own video, send me in your screenshots, find things that you want to see changed on the map as well. So you can send me screenshots, send me ideas, suggestions, have a proper drive around it, see what you like, and then I can use that to work on it and develop it and build it. That would be really cool. I'd really enjoy that, and hopefully, as I say, it'd be beneficial for both sides. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Happy 2026. I wish you all the best this year, and as I say, cross fingers, we'll crack on with this. I've got a lot of stuff I'm working on behind the scenes as usual. It is me. For those of you that know me well by now, know that I'm always working on something, and at the moment, my plate is really full. But because I want to have a bit of time away from work and business and sort of work life, this is my balance. This is hopefully going to be something I'm really going to push myself into as a nice hobby. And as I say, hopefully your suggestions can carry that. But for now, thank you all for watching. You can support the development of Humber buses and possibly Harrowthorpe, as and when I get a chance to look at that, by subscribing to the Virtual Bus channel, by sharing this video with your friends and getting them to subscribe as well, and clicking the like button, because if you do click the like button, more people can find the video and enjoy it just like you have. With all that said and done, thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video I make. Bye for now. Bye.